A few more cars. Morgan, Triumph 2000 TC, Morris 1000, a Vincent, Triumph-based special, and not one but two Volvo P1800ESs. International KB2 pickup truck. Toyota Corona Mark II, that's a rare old beast. Very sharp looking Rover SD1, the 3.5 litre. I'm assuming it's a Vitesse. Certainly one of the best colours for one of these. Supposedly the design was inspired by the Ferrari Daytona. This is actually the Vanden Plas version. So same engine I think as the Vitesse, but a plusher interior as befitted VDP. Vanden Plas, of course, was the badging, the branding that was applied to the top line BMC cars in the sort of late 50s, 60s. All leather interior. Automatic gearbox in this one. But yeah, I mean, some of the colours that the SD1s were produced in were a little challenging, but I think that colour really sets off the shape just fantastic. And as a car of the 1970s, early 1980s, I think that is probably one of the best looking British cars of that particular era.
Best British Leyland car.
Yeah, well,
a few good ones.
Well, you know, and alongside that, we've got one of the best French cars, a Citroën DS.
I've been reading things it's built in South Africa in '72.
Was it?
Yeah, that's not the original reg, it's C-Reg.
Was it? A great looking car that is. And this is a bit of an oddball. At first glance it looks like a Nissan Cherry, but this is the Nissan Cherry Europe, and there was a collaboration between Nissan, Datsun if you like, and Alfa Romeo back in the 1980s, and they came up with this. And they took the Nissan Cherry styling, the saloon, or hatchback rather, and they allied it to an Alfa Romeo engine. The Nissan version was the Nissan Cherry Europe, or Sunny Europe, something like that, and the Alfa Romeo was the Alfa Romeo Arna. I don't remember seeing many of these back in the day at all, and to see such a mint example now is quite unexpected. But there's the magic name.
Thank you. Okay.
Another lovely little Mini from the 1970s, and a Vauxhall Chevette. Another P6, this time a conventional saloon, as most of them were. Chrome bumper MGB GT, very smart. Lotus XL. Stag. Morgan. And a Reliance Scimitar SE4 Coupe. I like these. These are pre-SE5 and GTE, and I do like this shape. What do you reckon?
I like it. It's definite. I like the earlier Scimitars definitely more than the later ones. And definitely not the convertibles.
No, I'm not keen on the GTCs particularly. I think these look quite smart.
I didn't think this one would have had a V6, I thought it would have had a...
Yeah, it's a Ford V6.
Yeah, being an early one, I don't know. I like how the arches sort of come in really smoothly, and then nice wheels as well.
Yeah, they're a nice design, I think.
I'm in Capesthorne.
Big old Volvo Estate, is that a 940 or an S something or other? S90? I don't know. A couple of Mercs. Oh, let's keep going, keep looking for some of the older stuff. If I was going to have a late 60s American muscle car, it would be one of these. I much prefer these to the Ford Mustang. I think that looks just fantastic. The Pontiac Firebird. Talking of Mustangs, there's a 1966 Mustang alongside a Mini 1275 GT. Not to say I don't like Mustangs, but 289. I like the Mustang, but I really like the Pontiac. Three British Leyland BMC British Leyland Group cars, all representing different eras. From 1970s, we've got a late 1970s Austin Princess. Various spec levels of these were common back in the day. Who remembers that, when you used to etch your number plate on the door glass? Let's see, so apparently this is a Princess 2. 1700 HL. So that was British Leyland. Back to BMC, and we have a Riley 1.5. Second one of those we've seen today. BMC engine, B series 1500 twin carburetors. From the 1980s, we have a Metro. Over there's a Sunbeam Rapier Coupe. We've seen a drop-head version, and here's a 1966 Coupe. A rubber bumper midget. And behind it, a Morris Ital. So the reworked version of the Marina, of course, on period Wolf Race alley wheels. The 1.3 SLY registration. Alongside the TVR, Subaru Legacy, and over here, brown Dolomite. There are a few gaps in the field now. I think a few people have gone up to display arena, one or two people have left already. Going uphill a little bit further, we have a Rolls-Royce Shadow 2, rubber bumpers, chunkier bumpers. There's an improved version over the Shadow 1, better suspension and steering, etc. The P6. At first glance this looks like a normal Mark IV or 1500 Spitfire, but if we walk round the front, it has the bonnet of a Mark III GT6 with a power bulge in the middle. Now that may mean one of two things, i.e. possibly it's just got a GT6 bonnet on it, but under there could be hiding the 2 litre engine of a GT6. Someone's made their own GT6 convertible. Obviously the Spitfires, GT6s and Heralds are all related, they all have a separate chassis, so it was quite straightforward to mix and match components. So you could take a Spitfire with its separate chassis, convertible body, and shoehorn the straight 6 engine in and put a bonnet with a hump to clear the bigger engine, and off you go. I had a similar car back in the day, back in the 1990s. It was a Mark III Spitfire, but it didn't have the power bulge on the bonnet, yet someone had shoehorned the 2.5 litre saloon engine under there, and they'd actually cut away the chassis and the bulkhead and mounted the engine on the back of the suspension turret, as opposed to these, which normally have the engine mountings on the front of the suspension pickup. And it was all very modified and all very exciting and very leery, and I'm guessing this has a straight 6 under its bonnet. Certainly you can see with that tuck under of the back wheels that the back end is probably original. I don't think it's got the Rotoflex back end on it. That should be a lot of fun. Straight 6 sounds fantastic, roof off, that'd be great. We have some mini movement. CF pickup Mark 1 appears to be on the move. We've got a Firenze and a Marina Coupe. Rare old girl. Staying with BL, we've got an Austin Maxi. In fact, British Leyland is pretty well represented at this classic car show, which is always good. A bay window VW camper. Battery light is flashing. MR2 Mark 1, second one of those I've seen today. And again, BL of the 1970s. We've got a very smart 1976 XJ6 Series 2 4.2. These are available with either the 5.3 V12 or the 4.2 litre straight 6. I think you could also get the 3.4 as well. Oh, if you're here and I haven't featured your car, I apologise. We've got a pair of Mark V Cortina gears here. It's rare enough to see one, let alone two. But yeah, if I haven't featured your car, I apologise. Maybe next time. There are just so many here. So many cars, so few batteries is the story for today. Here we have a fantastic Bond bug. Like I say, this is the third running of the classic car show at Capesthorne Hall this year. If you want to see a quick review of the second one that we came to a couple of months ago, check out my lad's channel, Car Traction, all one word, and you can see more of the cars that made it here a couple of months ago. Well, let's carry on and see what we can find. Toyota Corona Mark II, it's a rare old beast. The Capri 3 litre Mark II. Another midget. Morgan, a Rover and an MX-5 there. So let's go and have a look at this over here. This MG is a very unusual colour. It's nice to see one that isn't red. And this is an MGC GT. And like I say, it's so nice to see one in this particular colour. I don't think I've ever seen an MGC this colour before.
Another MGC just moving around.
Talking of MGCs, there's a Roadster just driving past.
Pumping the bonnets.
Lovely straight 6 engines, of course. It wasn't just a case of dropping a 3 litre straight 6 into it. There was a great deal of reworking done on the front end, the front suspension, the bulkhead and everything, just to accommodate the big old heavy 3 litre lump. They were criticised a little bit back in the day for the handling, but as a cruiser, a long-legged cruiser, they made a lot of sense. But they didn't make many, because the V8 version came along. That was a much lighter engine, had the same sort of poke, if not more. And it kind of rendered the MGC no longer required. But this is really nice, and like I said, it's just so nice to see one in a fairly rare colour scheme now. It looks like the mayor's in town. We've got a mighty Daimler. I think this is a DB18. Fantastic car. As with most Daimlers, well, most if not all Daimlers of the era, they would have had the pre-selected gearbox in there. So you see if we can see through the window and see the gear selector. So you didn't have a clutch as such, you simply pre-selected your next gear with that lever on the side of the steering column there, and you dab the left hand foot pedal where the clutch would normally be in order to engage it. So you could be coming up to a corner, you change down a gear on the selector, and then when you actually want to change into that gear, you just dab the pedal. It's a great system. Riley's used these as well back in the pre-war days.
Just going soon.
Getting into the furthest reaches of the field now. We've got a much lowered VW. Quite a rare Toyota Hilux pickup, M registration. And a Lotus XL.
I remember one of those turned up at my latest video actually. That links together nicely.
What, the pickup?
Yeah, do you remember that really clean one?
Oh, when you on the
yeah,
motorbike,
the motorbike
do
meet, yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice one, that one, wasn't it? Helped a friend of mine. If you check out some of the earlier videos, you'll see I did a video about a friend and his XK120 project, and we went back in the early 90s, him and I went to go and collect a Lotus XL just like this. It was a non-runner from a gentleman down in South Wales. We went down there with his larder and a huge trailer on the back, and that was quite an adventure. We towed it all the way back up north.
That looks really cool.
Yeah, it's quite neat, isn't it? Those are Toyota Supra wheels, I think they fitted on there. It's nice to see this classic Range Rover. And a somewhat modified Ford Cortina. Over here we have a rather wonderful Austin Westminster, I think.
Yes, I like that. Yeah, S.
The Series 3 E-Type, the 2+2 Coupe, V12 of course. Now, is it a manual or is it an auto? Let's have a look and see. It is a manual. A few more cars. Morgan, a Triumph 2000 TC, Morris 1000, a Vincent, Triumph based special, and not one but two Volvo P1800ESs. It's rare enough to see one, let alone a matching pair in the same colour. A fuel injected engine. The Rover P6 there, the Carman gear convertible, MGA, XK150, Ferrari, MGA 1600. In front of that is one of the limited run MGR V8s. A huge turnout of Jaguars, in fact. Lovely Series 3. Another E-Type V12. A very smart Mark II alongside. Coombs type rear arches.
They are very nice. This is like a small so it's not nice. Thank you very much. Right, well, we'll go and talk about these competitions, which is
There's a huge turnout of classic American cars here as well. We have a Trans Am 1978. A gorgeous Cadillac 1959. The big fins. And a 1940 Chevrolet.
thanks very much for being right. How do you see? No, my initial. I can't really do the trains coming up.
It has a lightweight and Mike was all the ground and came to if you look at somewhere like Spa, it's a 4-day trip to go to race for the weekend.
I mean, under the body,
And he's messing about with these
Tucked away over here we've got a glorious 1948 International KB2 pickup truck. What a stunning old truck.
Good afternoon, sir. You are. Tell us about your, this is a Ford Scorpio. Tell us about your Scorpio, sir.
Ready, come here.
Well, I don't do that yet. So, what size engine is this one? So it'll go away. What is it about the
And talking of classic American trucks, we've got a half-ton 1953 Chevrolet 3100 here.
So, I mean, is it a car you use a lot? At the moment. So he gets you there quick. He gets you home quicker. Yeah. So nice to see you. Is that you said? We now know why we don't see many of these on the road. Thank you very much for bringing it in. Right. A Mini. The BMW Mini. Owned by this young man. You are. Clark. Tell us about your Mini. It's original.
A huge Mercury.
So what is it about the Mini?
It says there 1977 Mercury Cougar XR7.
But when they brought the Mini out, it was such a nod to the original one.
So, Trans Am alongside from 1979. The Dodge Charger RT.
So the way it drives and the way it handles the road, it's just a cracking little car to drive and a good little weekend car.
Nice to see. Thanks very much for bringing it in. Right. Fiesta ST. Owned by. Who owns the Fiesta?
A lovely black notchback Mustang, 1966.
Hello. Ford Fiesta. Right. Go.
Much modified Dodge truck. This is one of the Pilot House era trucks. Early to mid 1950s.
Never breaks down, believe it or not. I've had it and it's never let me down. And it gets driven.
Is it a car you use a lot?
No.
BMW.
Really smart hot rodded pop or Anglia.
You are, sir.
Mr. Ellis.
Tell us about your Z4.
Had the Z4 now for about 3 years. Picked it up from a dealer in Cheshire. It took me forever to find it because the condition.
Very smart Mercedes.
The mileage.
And then we got a Plymouth Roadrunner 440.
Journey, but yeah, enjoy every minute of it. Absolutely every minute.
Why the Z4 and not the Z3? You got one of them?
The Mustang alongside.
No, I just prefer.
Couple more hot rods over here.
With the Z4, I think that changed for me. It's not to everybody's taste, but I love this flame surface and what they've done. And it's a driver's car, you know. I get it. The minute I drove it, I thought, yeah, 10 minutes in, this is. I want the car.
Finishing off this look at the classic Americana, we've got a Thunderbird.
Because I know the man that owns this, and I know what he's done to it. And the one thing I will say is, no matter how fast your car is, don't try and burn this off at the lights, because you won't. The Rover right, an Astra. A bit different. Really, because I mean, you've been working on this car for quite a while now, haven't you? Oh yeah, about 3 years. Simple, let me do it 3 years now. So it's bad. Simple, let me do it. And yeah, it's been somewhere we still the next amount now. It's very nice. What else remains to be done? It's all going to be turned up this year. It's all set. I'm only running 1.4 bar a boot now.
Very interesting looking Bentley.
It's not bad, it costs, it costs an awful lot more to make it. Push
Peterson, yeah, he makes Bentleys, I think, isn't it?
Right.
Well, it's not just cars that are here, there are also some fantastic old motorcycles, and this is a vintage aerial. Royal Enfield. A nice early Bantam now, 125cc Bantam. George Shuttleworth Speed Demon.
I put something out last year.
We've got 3 MV Agustas.
What is it about these you like? The power of
An MV Agustas scooter. Have a quick rear view look at the Vauxhall Victor FP estate. Another very practical car, but so few survive now.
American cars. So, modified cars, kit cars, unusual cars, and American cars.
Plenty of auto jumble as well. Well, I think it's slowly starting to wind up for the day now. This is a 2-day event, we're only here today. So I think we'll wrap things up. I hope this short video looking at some of the exhibits at the classic car show at Capesthorne Hall was of interest. Plenty of cars, 1920s onwards, mostly 50s, 60s and 1970s. Including this fantastic Austin A40 Somerset. Like I say, my abiding memory of one of these is having the rear wheel come off. I'm driving over a bridge near Northwich, which was quite exciting. So, please check out the rest of the channel while you're here. There's plenty of classic car videos around on there now, and more videos like this along very, very soon. Thanks for watching.